Okay, today we're going to make pancakes. And pancakes are a really nice breakfast, quick, easy breakfast meal at any time of the day meal. And we're using a pre-made pancake box from Aunt Jemima. And on the back, if you turn it over, you'll see this says 2 cups of mix and 1.5 cups of water. Okay, and that says it's going to yield you 12 to 18 pancakes if you use that amount. In these boxes, they're all measured for you. They contain baking soda and baking powder, either or. So we're going to get started and start measuring everything out. So we're going to come over here. We're going to measure out. So when you open the box, the mix will tend to look like this, which tends to look like flour. Okay. So you're going to measure out 1 cup. Then you're going to measure out your 2nd cup. And then I already have measured out 1.5 cups of water. Pour that right in. Now you're going to take your wire whisk and you're going to start to move it around. Now one of the things that we're going to focus in today as we're making our pancakes is the fact that chemical leaveners are what's going to make pancakes rise. Give them that fluffy texture that we're all like in our pancakes. Pancakes are known for their fluffiness, for the bubbles that tell us when they're time to flip them. And most of them are either made with baking soda or baking powder. And baking powder has this double acting, means double means 2. So there's 2 reactions that are going to take place. So the first reaction that's going to take place is right here in our pan, or bowl rather. So as you mix this together, you'll start to see some of the carbon dioxide, or the bubbles. Don't want to overmix this because you don't want to extend the gluten in the flour. Once you've mixed it, let it sit for a second. As it sits, you'll start to see more of these bubbles come up. Let it sit for a second. Now, you're going to heat the pan on the stove. So turn on your stove. Take a knife. Put some butter in the pan. But be careful not to scratch the bottom of these pans. They can be delicate, so use a nice spatula here. Move the butter around. So what we're looking for in the second reaction, or what we're going to use to get our pancakes to rise and give them that nice fluffy texture, is a nice hot pan. And that's very important because that is what makes that burst of energy and gets these chemical leavening agents to bring those pancakes right up. Spread your butter around. Wait for it to get hot. And then kind of move your bowl right next to. It's easy to, when you're working like this, easy to get another measuring cup, a dry measuring cup, and work like this out of the bowl. Now we can hear it start to sizzle, and that's exactly what we want it to do. Now, don't touch it, don't do anything, let it do its job. What's happening here? The gluten in the flour, because flour has gluten, the gluten strands, the protein in the gluten strands are starting to elongate, starting to get long. Kind of like when we go to the pizza place and they're stretching the dough out. So the same thing's happening here. They're getting elongated, which allows the CO2, carbon dioxide, to come in and just come up with these bubbles. And that's what we're looking for. That's going to tell us it's time to flip the pancakes. And we can see that happening. Also, some of the excess water is baking off. The egg is starting to set, and exactly what we want it to do. We want that pop. Don't do anything, just wait until you see a lot more bubbles. Sometimes you start to see the edges dry out in the pan. You can smell it. And you can see them actually start to rise. If you want to know if your pancakes are getting to the crispiness or the coloring that you want, you just take a little peek underneath. All right, if they come together like this, that's fine. Separate them underneath and flip them. And then sometimes one might cook faster than the other, and that's okay. Again, don't push them down. You want that rise to come up on your pancakes. Some people like an even fluffier pancake, so it's been said that you can put an extra teaspoon of baking powder or baking soda, but that's a little experiment for you to try. Now, if you're working with a gluten-free pancake, you're not going to get that same height or rising effect because gluten-free doesn't have the gluten in the flour. So their pancakes or the pancake mix itself might not rise as much. So if you're looking for a pancake that doesn't have that kind of height, you might want to try a gluten-free pancake. Okay, then check your other side here. Come over, flip. And give it a couple more minutes to cook. And when you're satisfied, if you really are worried about the pancakes still not being done, you can always look in the center. It's fine. Put one on your plate. And then follow with the next one. Turn your burner off. Some people like a little bit of butter on theirs. You can come right here. Butter on. Fresh fruit is always nice. Blueberries are coming out this time of the year, so it's nice to have some nice fresh blueberries to put on your pancakes. So that looks nice. If you're a syrup, like to put some syrup on, you can do that. So here's your finished product. I know butter's slipping. And there's your finished product.